dude, raise the price on these kids.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I don't want to be mean. No, raise the price.
True story. That was crazy. Thought I was going to die.
My mom was crying. I was like, no,
Like,
we
no.
lost.
Welcome to the Young Patriots. I'm your host, Devin Romero, with our co-host here, Aiden MacArthur, and we are also here with our guest speaker today, Donovan.
Yes.
How's it going?
It's so good. I'm so excited to be here. This is so fun.
Donovan's like an actual fan of the show, and he's just been so ready to be on the show. We didn't know that he had watched our channel or anything like that, and we started talking with him, and he just was like glowing with admiration.
Yeah, when you sent me a message and you told me what podcast it was, I was like, dude, I literally know you guys. I've been following since, I think, the beginning. I don't know how early I was.
Yeah.
But it was like, I don't know how long ago did you guys start?
It was basically September, late September, maybe early October.
Yeah, because I started following this a couple months ago because I found Aiden in public interviewing people, and I was also interviewing people for my business. And I was with my little sister. She was just visiting for a couple of days. And I was like, let's go interview them. And she was like, they have way better like technology than us. They had like a mic and it looked all professional, cool. And I was like, well, it's okay. I just went up to him. I was like, hey, can I interview you? And he's like, can I interview you? I'm like, sure, me first. And we just interviewed each other.
Yeah, it was funny.
And then ever since then, I've been following. I like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, boy,
Thank you.
it.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Yeah,
Well,
so everyone these days is a first follower, but you OG.
Yeah.
Yep.
OG. Since the beginning, bro.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be able to see you guys blow up and be like interviewing. I don't know who your next guest is. Probably like JD Vance or something like that.
JD Vance.
That'd be swag.
insane.
I'd do it.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
I'll
I'd
interview
love to talk
anybody. Yeah.
Yep.
What I don't like is when they refuse to interview or when they agree and then back out. Bunch of cowards.
They're scared of you, Aiden.
That's never happened, though.
Probably.
Oh, okay.
I do come off very strong, and I tend to judge before I love. So it's, we all got weaknesses.
Yeah.
I'm trying to fix that
You
one.
got to
so.
get to through the sour before you can reach the sweet.
Sorry,
It's a
guys.
Sour Patch Kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's worth it in the end.
It is.
Everyone loves a Sour Patch Kid.
Yeah.
So I want you to introduce yourself real quick to the audience, and then just give some backstory leading into what we're going to talk about today.
Okay, perfect. So, like I said, my name's Donovan Strader. A couple months ago, I got back from my mission in Argentina. That's why I have my mate here. This is just for all my homies back in Argentina because they're gonna love that. Shout out to them. But yeah, I was serving in Resistencia, Argentina. It's like up in the north. It's like there's really pretty parts of Argentina. Then there's like the north where there's just like nothing. And it's like really poor and like ghetto. And it was awesome. I loved it. And so I got back in August, I think. And then a couple weeks later, it was like end of August. So like 2-3 weeks later, I got here at BYU, Idaho last semester. And my cousin also served in Argentina, just a different part. And we got here. We didn't know what was going on. It was like right off the mission. And I was just like, dude, let's start a business. Like I've been wanting to start a business my whole life. And I love stuff like this. And so we had a bunch of different ideas. And yeah, we started a business. It's called The Date Machine. It's a vending machine that sells date kits out of it. And I just love all stuff business. I want to do this my whole life. I want to help people build giant businesses. And like I want everybody to be successful. And we've been running it for a couple months. And so, yeah, just between my background and then Argentina and starting a business, I've kind of learned a lot about capitalism and socialism and business stuff and dating. It's like this weird niche that I'm just like really, really like educated in now because it's like my whole business. And so I've learned a lot just running my business for a couple months. And so that's basically what's been going on. But that's kind of what we want to talk about today, and I'm really excited about it because this stuff is like super exciting to me. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you can tell how passionate you are about this. It reminds me of Mark Cuban because that's something he talked about. He's like, I didn't know anything about medical, and then he's been trying to get into the insurance industry and trying to basically fix some of the ills that just renders medical so expensive in America. So he's trying to get to the heart of the problem, or at least that's what he's claiming. I don't know, how sometimes these things go. People make a certain mission statement and maybe they're not completely living up to it. But regardless, there are people that's exactly your story is heard by hundreds of thousands of people over the course of this country's history.
Yeah.
Where they didn't know anything about a certain product or service, and they fell in love with it as they made a business for it. They saw someone's heartache, and they found a way to not profitize off of that, but to serve.
Yeah, provide some type of value.
Right.
And I think that's so important. That's probably the biggest topic that I want to kind of hit home today is that, like, you don't need to be a professional in some random topic. It's literally just like when you provide value, value comes back to you. And so if you just like throw yourself in the deep end, you're going to learn so much faster than, you know, studying in college for years and years and years. Last semester, I took an intro to business class. I failed that class because every single time I loved the class. The teacher was awesome. I loved my classmates. And I was learning good stuff. But like in my mind, I was always like, do I go to business class or do I work on my business? And like, I definitely, I could have done both. Like, don't get me wrong. It was definitely all my fault, but I always just chose to like, I was like, oh, I'll just work on my business. And I will say I learned so much about running a business. I have so many connections now. I did so much networking. I'm really confident now in different abilities. And I'm like excited because I know that like everybody thinks that just this business is just kind of a silly idea. In some videos, you see me like I have this inflatable heart costume as like a smiley face on it. Everybody's like, "What the heck is this? Is this an IBC company? Like, what is this weird guy doing?" But little do they know, I'm gonna turn this into $1 million business. And if it's not this, it'll be the next one. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't need to know everything about the field. You just gotta just do it. Just do things.
Yeah.
You know?
No, half of failure is just not committing to actually do it.
Yeah.
You just you get cold feet. I mean, it's the same thing, ironically, in dating.
Yeah.
You're just too afraid to talk to the pretty girl that you never get to meet her. You never get her number. Honestly, there's a point where rejection is a blessing. Yeah. Because it means you were trying. It means you were actually doing something. So you go and talk to a business owner and you're like, I mean, as we've talked, you have to go and solicit to business owners to basically say, hey, are you willing to work out a deal where I can provide this service and you get this benefit of you have marketing. People are coming to your store. You're finding people that want to buy your product that wouldn't have found you otherwise. And I'm helping college students have great, awesome dates, really easy, really cheap, and they have a great time and make memories in your store. Like that's you're filling a gap and filling a need that no one's thought of. It's incredible to see that.
Yeah, Devin, I like what you said about that because it's like I said, I think everything, and this also goes into like it's connected. Dating, business, and capitalism and socialism. It's
life.
It's literally just who are you providing value? Mm-hmm. And so with this business model, and I didn't really get into it in the intro, but essentially I get these local partnerships with local businesses, and I get coupons for free meals, free desserts, stuff like that for free or at a discounted price, depending on like how much value it is, how much it costs. And in return, I market for these businesses. A lot of these businesses struggle because there's so many students here, but there's so many shops, and you just don't know. Everybody says, oh, there's nothing to do in Rexburg. And these students just aren't aware of these awesome local businesses. And so they never step in the door the first time, or maybe they would have loved it. And then also, you're switching out the students every couple months. And so all these business owners are just like, I don't know what to do with marketing anymore. Like, they don't know how to re-educate the students. And so I'm able to solve a problem there. I say, hey, I'll put you in the vending machine because it's easier for a vending machine that sells date kits to go viral than a Hawaiian Grill or than Taco Bell. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's more just a vehicle for people to look at us and be like, what the heck is this thing? And I get followers and views and stuff. But I say, hey, I'll put you in the vending machine. And then also I'll make some videos for you. I'll put you on our flyers. I'll put you on our website, whatever. And then on the other end, I can go to students and say, hey, you don't know what to do for a date night? You think there's nothing to do in Rexburg? Or you don't have money to be going on date nights every single week because it gets expensive? Yeah. I can give you a $5 date kit. You spend $5. It has an activity to do. It has all the materials you need for the activities in the envelope. That was hard to do. Fit everything in a small envelope. And it has get to know you questions that are actually funny and fun. And then it'll have like ice cream for 2 paid for that would have cost you $8. Like, they'll give you the receipt. They'll say $8. And you're like, how did I get everything for $5? Or something, you get a $25 date kit that has all the stuff, dinner for 2 paid for. They'll give you the receipt. It'll say $30. And you're like, what? And so I just decided it was my goal to just provide as much value as I can to this, because I could have raised my profit margins and just charged $5 over. I could have charged $35 for that little day night. And they're like, yeah, it makes sense because $30 for the dinner or $5 for everything else I got. Right. But I'm like, no. I want to provide all the value I can to the students. Yeah. All the value I can to the businesses. and in return, I get a bunch of value. I can keep my margins, and I feel good about myself at the end of the day. And so, yeah, I think it all kind of comes down to providing value. And like you said, it kind of connects to dating as well. It's like you just gotta, like, everybody just tells themselves that, like, oh, the business owner wouldn't do business with some 21-year-old that doesn't know what he's doing. Like, when I went to go sell it to businesses in the beginning, I had no followers. I didn't have a vending machine. I had a vending machine. I didn't have a date machine yet. I just had like a dream, and I'm going to all these places. I went to Kainoa's Hawaiian Grill. I'm talking to this guy named Jeremy there. I'm like, so I know, like, I basically don't have anything to back up what I'm saying, but, like, trust me, bro, you know? And he gave me an awesome deal. I love that guy. And we have deals with all these different places around here in Rexburg. And they just, like, you don't realize that they'll just say yes because, like, you're providing value to them. And so it's like everybody shoots themselves in the foot because they're not, like, they just don't go for it. Yeah. And so it's same thing in dating as well. So you're like, oh, she probably wouldn't like me. It's like, you have no idea.
Yeah.
Until you just go in.
So this is off the cuff, but how many packages have you sold? How many date kits have you sold?
Right now, 150 around there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. In just a couple months.
Yeah. I mean, we opened up like 2 months ago, but Thanksgiving break, Christmas break, that all kills us, right? Because nobody's here.
The students are gone.
And with a business like this, you can't, like, you rely on the hype of it. So like after Thanksgiving break, I got really scared because, like, even the week after that, like, nobody's going to the date machine. I'm like, hey, wait, guys, don't forget about us. Like, we're still here. And so I rely on the hype. And so if I'm not doing everything I can to market it like crazy, I mean, last semester, I think in the last month, I gave out 15,000 flyers over that. And most of that was just me, just hours and hours every single day. A lot of people probably, like, that are listening to this, probably got a flyer at the door because I try to hit almost every single dorm in all of Rexburg.
I think you hit me a couple times.
Really? It's working.
I doubt you remember, but I was onto this huge group date a few months ago.
Really?
And you pulled up, you're like, yo, date machine, it just got to Cedars. I'm like, I've seen you like 4 times, bro. You don't recognize
so that's where we
awesome.
want to start too. Is it's in the Cedars?
Yes, it's in the Women's Cedars apartment lobby, right in Hemmingville. Just an awesome spot. I talked to the guy that owns, or he like kind of runs that whole area of Hemming Village, and that was intimidating because he's a really business minded guy, but he was awesome, and so we were able to negotiate a deal to get the date machine there. And yeah, I've been trying, like, my goal is that people get so annoyed with me that just everywhere they look, I'm there on their For You page. If they're looking at like other people, because I'm trying to do deals with local like social influencers, stuff like that. They're trying to like listen to our podcast, and it's me there. I'm like, hey guys, date machine. They're like, he's everywhere, bro. I'm at their apartment. I'm leaving the flyers at the door, and I even have some crazier stuff that I don't want to spoil right now. But for this semester, like, people are gonna be like, dude, like, how does this guy have enough time in the day to like just bother me all the time? But I'm like, that's my goal.
That's awesome. And that's in Rexburg, sick, Idaho, for those that don't know. So the Cedars in Rexburg, Idaho, at Hemingway Village. Yeah,
Hemming Village is where it's like the main street. It's it's around the corner in the Cedars apartment. I want to expand to Provo though this year. We're on a couple machines in Provo.
Sick. Dude, Provo could use it.
Dude, I know, bro. Date culture. You think date culture here is broken? Dude, you got to go over to Provo.
Yeah, it's bad in Utah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm throwing shade at you, Provo.
Yeah. Hear that?
It's not just Provo, though. It's Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Utah.
So I'm going to put one in every single college campus in Idaho and Utah.
Yeah.
That's sick.
So that's the thing that I really wanted to focus on with that is just I'm inspired by your initiative. I think of all these people, especially right now, that they think the system is rigged against them. I hear that statement all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I don't believe that. But I understand and can relate to people that feel that way for one way or another, because a lot of times you can try. For instance, I've started a business and it didn't go very well.
Yeah.
You know, there were some rough things that we dealt with in the beginning. Spent like $3,000 in total. Yeah. Tried to start up a mobile auto repair company, basically.
Oh, okay. And
that I went into it knowing that, yeah, this might not pan out, but it was a good idea. We tried getting it off the ground. It was honestly a very lean business. And that's what I recommend people do. Go lean. Don't worry about, oh, you're going to need this fancy gadget and this fancy thing and this. Yeah. You get the absolute minimum. I mean, you talked about that too. You were a couple $1,000s into this thing.
I mean, I literally had no money. So before my mission, I actually dropped out of high school. Never got my GED. Nothing. I have no idea how they let me into college. But I dropped out of high school a couple months before. I moved to Florida with my best friend to sell pest control. And I did terrible. I literally lost money. I mean, how do you go do a job for 3 months, not just any job, a sucky job in Florida. I was like in the hood, bro, and I lost hundreds of dollars because I didn't sell enough, and I you had to pay utilities and gas and for your iPad and stuff. I lost money, and so whatever savings I did have, I ended up driving back. Well, my stake president calls me, and he told me that he just felt prompted that I should work in the temple before my mission. So I drive back home. I had like 1 month, and I literally just did anything and everything to get enough money to pay for my mission. I was working in the temple. I was trying to prepare myself. And like 2 days before, I was able to save enough money for my mission, which is awesome. But I get back, I have nothing. I have not $1 to my name.
Yeah.
And all I had is if you serve an LDS mission, then you get like a scholarship for like $1,000. And my parents said that they would give that to me up front, just to kind of, instead of like just going right to school, it would just kind of go to groceries and dates and stuff. I was like, dates? You mean? And my dad literally said, don't put this all into a business, because he knows how I think. And so he leaves, and like the next day I'm with my cousins, I'm like, how much money do you have saved up, bro? And combined, we had like a little over $2,000. And
that's plenty, bro.
That's all you need, bro.
That's way too much.
That's too much, bro.
That is way too much.
And we started this business, and I mean, there's literally multiple times. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing. There's so many mistakes I made, and there was multiple times where I literally was like, I was like, I don't have money to buy groceries, and I don't have food anymore. And I was like, I don't know what to do. We had a second vending machine we sell snacks out of. I'm never gonna forget. We sold ramen packets out of it. And one time, like, I was like so hungry, and like I didn't have any money, so I like go and I steal ramen packets from myself. I take out like 5 ramen packets. I'm like, sorry guys, I need this, and I go, and because every single we were just like things were going wrong, and we were trying to solve all these problems, and so like. Entrepreneurship isn't for the faint of heart, but at least that idea of, and you don't need to go all in like I did.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to be deterred by how much I'm putting into this. This is just because I want to do this all the time, full time. Yeah. But starting a little side hustle, you don't need $2,000. You know what I'm saying? You don't need that much time. You just need to go and do it.
You really only need enough to either buy or make the product.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you, for instance, I mean, vending machines are nice because then it's posted wherever. And it's probably more likely that someone's going to buy from a vending machine than a guy being like, hey, you want this thing? I got some Ritz crackers. But
how old are these? It doesn't matter.
But you have a situation where you can, I mean, like my wife makes soap,
Really?
And we're thinking about, possibly being able to find ways to market that. For now, she's just kind of giving it as gifts for her family and stuff like that. But it's really good soap. It's amazing how simple it is to make too, and no one knows how to make it. And she has a lot of fun doing it. She's very artsy. So it's little things like that you don't need much money to like buy lye, to buy, there's a bunch of different like fatty products that you can use as your base, that you mix them, and now you've got soap, or whatever other product you're trying to make. So really, I would like to encourage people instead of retreating into what you're comfortable with and what fear would tell you to do. Step out of your comfort zone and research things that you do find passionate. You're not going to just, if you don't like a certain product or that's not important to you. I tried selling solar for a couple weeks because I didn't know if I was going to have a job line up.
How'd you do?
I don't think I made any money. And it was partly like you said with class. It's just because I wasn't trying enough.
Yeah, definitely.
I was fighting myself.
Yeah.
And trying everything I could to get out and go knock doors. And I knocked doors.
Yeah.
But nothing came of it.
Yeah.
And so you get stuck, and you have to really love. If I was really passionate about solar, which I'm not, that was part of the problem.
Yeah.
If I was really passionate about solar, then it would have been a breeze because you're out there doing what you love. It doesn't matter. The pay is the benefit. It's the bonus. So.
Are you passionate about soap?
I'm not.
Oh,
my wife loves soap. So my wife, she's going to be doing quite a few different, like, what would it be? It's all that like prepper stuff. I'm trying to remember. There's a term for it where there's all these wives they're like, I'm baking my own bread. I'm making my own butter.
Yeah.
I'm making my own soap.
Housewives?
No.
Amish? What? You said Amish?
I thought we were on the same page there.
Homestead.
Yeah.
Homesteading. There we go.
Homesteading.
There we go.
That's what I was about to say.
Amish.
She's into the homesteading. She's very passionate about that.
That's awesome.
And it just so happens that we're trying to, like, we've bought some land pretty recently. We're going to be building a house. And let me tell you, that's I might not have a business right now, but that's going to take just as much effort.
Yeah, bro.
Basically building the whole thing by hand.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I'm hiring out very little.
Bro knows how to build a house. And
Yeah.
he's going to build his house.
Do you have like experience in that, or you're just?
I've built a few houses before.
Oh, okay.
I was an
Yeah, it's chill.
employee in the company. We were building houses for people.
Okay.
It is different when you're managing. So it's a little daunting. I'm a little terrified.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, we have the potential with sweat equity to make 150 grand. You know, when you sell that house, that's when
Yeah.
you see that.
Yeah.
So,
And you're going to save dozens
Oh,
of
you'll
thousands
save
so
just
much
building
money.
your own
Yeah.
well,
house.
we couldn't build it otherwise. We
Yeah.
can't afford it. I mean, everyone knows in this market, it's tough.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, after the inflation we've seen in the last 5 years, everything costs 20 to 25%
Byron?
more money.
I hear that like 4% of our generation can afford houses right now.
Oh,
Or,
yeah.
like
4% or
It's
40?
got to be
4.
more.
4% can't afford houses?
Or only 4% can afford.
That
4%
sounds
can't.
more like
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's why Trump just did. He posted about how he's gonna stop these billionaires from buying all these homes and stuff.
Yeah.
because they buy that, they up
And
the
it's-
price and
yeah,
stuff. They
crank
just
up
turn
the
it into a
prices.
business,
Yeah.
which I love the mentality. But
yeah, I like
it gets to a point where you start screwing over all of your consumers.
Yeah.
Well,
definitely.
it gets to a point where it's almost a monopoly, and that's what I think
Yeah.
is going to
Exactly.
stop.
And that's
monopolies
that will
aren't
just
allowed.
hurt- that'll hurt
Disney.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
especially Disney.
It's-
Freaking liberals.
Well,
That's a good point.
That's not a value add.
Yeah, exactly. You're not providing any type of value.
Yeah.
That's whenever you're trying to just kind of scam people, and this is what a lot of socialists think that's what capitalists are, and they have this like distorted view of it. And it's like I know there's people out there that are like that, some capitalists that's like they're really just trying to squeeze any type of dollar out of like the poor class as they can.
Yeah.
But that's not what capitalism actually stands for. It's about freedom and providing value. And yeah, those people aren't doing that. It's just a monopoly. And I mean, yeah, and that's why like people will still get houses that are our age, but they're just in so much debt.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's insane.
like
I
nobody
know-
can afford to, pay for a house like up front anymore. And so
I know people that have done that. Like they've bought a house, and like under weird circumstances, because that's the only way they could have afforded it. And sometimes I'm like, I don't know if that was the best move. You know, that's a lot of debt you're going to be faced
Yeah.
with. You know, the big thing is you do want to start small right now, because that's what we're doing. It's only going to be like a little more than 1,000 square feet. That's a small house,
Yeah.
by most people's standards.
yeah.
3-bed, 2-bath, and once you get your foot in the door, then you have some weight to throw around, because now you're putting equity into the house, and your interest isn't as much as it would be if you got like a really nice house.
Yeah.
And you sell that one, put that money to the next house as a down payment. Now you're actually talking.
Yeah.
Now you've got some
And you started
serious
from
weight.
so cheap or
Yeah.
almost nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild.
That's exciting, bro.
So stuff like that I want to encourage people to do, and that's, I think, something that will help not only our economy to grow. You better bet your horses that if you did what Donovan's done here, and all people out in our country found a way to add value to other people's lives, whether you're making money off of it or not, our world will be a better place. Our country will be a better place. Our economy will boom. All it takes is a bunch of people making little decisions every day, and that's what causes recessions. That's what causes market booms. That's what causes all this stuff to shift. So we can be a hand involved in what makes a difference in our country. But part of this, I want to talk, let's continue shifting this over to capitalism. We've had a couple of people on the podcast that are either socialist or democratic socialist, or whatever type of flavor you're wanting to point out, and they look at the ills of capitalism. Let's talk about what are the ills of capitalism. What in your opinion?
I think that like socialism is more focused on fairness and capitalism is more focused on freedom. And it basically is, the question is who do you trust to have the power in the situation, basically.
Right.
And the socialists think that giving more power to the government, they think it's giving power to the workers. I think it's more to the government is better than it being with the elites in business stuff. I think on paper socialism makes a lot of sense in my mind.
I agree.
Like I think that I see where they're coming from, and on paper it makes a lot of sense because It's talking about the greater good. And I think in a perfect world, it would work really well. I mean, it kind of reminds me of it, because I know there's debates about with socialism and communism and its relation to like Zionism and us being like one people just share everything and nobody has their own property basically. And like in a perfect world, I think that that could provide a lot of value. But we just look around the world and we can look at our country. I don't think is even strictly capitalist right now. Like there's plenty of socialist policies that I think are hurting the economy.
Yeah.
And we can just look around the world and just realize like, yeah, I get that it makes sense when you write it down, but it's just in practice it doesn't work.
No.
Because you need competition and you need people that are competing to provide value, and capitalism really is giving the power to the consumers, saying, hey, whatever you want we'll do.
For sure.
Like they're trying to provide value to the consumers. And so I think that gives more power to the people, and that'll help an economy. I've seen that in my own personal life. Like I told you, I served my mission in Argentina, very socialist country. Right now, no, because they just elected a pretty capitalist president, Milei. I wanted Milei.
He's amazing.
He's a stud, bro. Him and Trump are like buddies too.
And the president of El Salvador.
Yeah.
Those
El
three.
Salvador, he's fantastic.
Yeah, bro.
Italy's got a good president too. She's based.
Who's that? I didn't know.
I don't remember
Who
her
has a
name.
good president, you said?
Italy.
The president of Italy.
Oh, Italy.
She's really
Really?
or maybe it's prime minister.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know, 45, 50. I don't know.
That
Just
was the
asking because it's
question.
Italy. It's not like I care.
Well, we know Aiden's preference.
Yeah. You know your
Isn't
type.
Just so happens to be your girrrlfriend is Italian.
I was gonna say,
Really?
isn't my girlfriend part Italian?
Yep.
Hey.
I knew that, but
Why'd you ask us? Yes, she is.
He just wanted to bring attention to it.
Yeah.
And that he has a girlfriend. He wanted to bring attention to that.
Yeah. Dude, hey, congrats, bro. Have you taken
that's
her-
why I
you
ain't
taken her
bought
to
your
the
date machine thing.
Really?
I was going to, and then I got hitched.
I'll
Not married.
Yeah.
She's not
Well,
here anyways.
Hey,
but
you can go if you're married as well. Dude, I'll hook you with a free date, bro. I got you,
Free
bro.
one?
I'll send you a little coupon code or something like that.
but
Yeah.
she's 10 hours away.
Okay, well, never mind.
It'll be a virtual date.
Yeah, a little Zoom date. That'd be cute.
Okay, but basically, those presidents, they are case in point of what happens when you take a socialist nation and you capitalize it.
Yeah.
Like that's
Oh my gosh.
incredible. Like El Salvador used to be one of the most dangerous places.
Yeah.
The
Oh, yeah.
murder capital of the world. Now it's Oakland. I don't think it is Oakland anymore. I think it's a different city in America.
It's about to be New
It's
York.
bad. Like Washington D.C. was bad for a long time.
It's about to be New York.
But-
Moron, Mom, Donnie.
But El Salvador used to be the murder capital of the world, and then their president came in.
Yeah.
I cannot even remember his
I
name.
don't know his name.
But turn it around, and as much
Yeah,
as people
dude.
have ratted on his prison system,
Yeah.
and they've said he's a tyrant and for how he treated MS-13. Honestly, MS-13.
We're sad about that?
Yeah, it's
I
like-
think what's happened with MS-13 in that country is amazing. The
Yeah.
fact that they've got that gang under wraps,
Yeah.
it not only protects that country, which is where the heart of the problem was, and where so many people were being attacked and murdered and stolen from, and all this stuff. And then it also protects us.
Yeah.
It's amazing
Totally.
the relationship and how much that benefits. Like, for instance, if we have cooperation with Mexico, how many people don't cross our border?
Yeah.
So
Well, and a lot of the time, these gangsters and like cartels like that, I mean, they are literally running the countries.
that's,
I mean,
definitely.
I had a,
Mexico.
yeah, dude, Mexico.
Tijuana.
I had a couple Mexican
Mexico.
companions, and they're awesome, and they told me some insane stories.
They all know it.
Yeah, and I don't really like the presidenta lady. She, I think she's definitely in cahoots with them. I saw this one. I don't know if this is true. I just saw like, I mean, it was like this many like candidates that were trying to run for Mexican president like mysteriously died whenever she like, got elected. They're like,
That's what I was gonna say.
I wouldn't be
was-
surprised.
yeah, like, oh, what a coincidence, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Maduro over here not winning the election and becoming president.
Yeah, I know. He's
Which
like,
Joe Biden
no.
did,
Well,
but not
staying president.
Staying president. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, you want to talk about an insurrection?
That's
I love-
literally what. What's his name? Am I thinking Hitler? Didn't Hitler do that?
I don't know.
I don't-
He
remember.
didn't stay president, but no. Who am I thinking of? I'll just come back.
But yeah, that's crazy stuff that's going on, and everyone knows it. They all know. If you make it to that position of power, I mean, depending on the country, I'm not saying all South American countries, but depending on the country, if you make it to power, it's because you agreed to some sort of deal.
Yeah.
You might not be pro the different cartels that are in your area,
Yeah.
but you're certainly complicit.
Yeah, and you're getting paid off, and a lot of them are corrupt.
Oh,
I mean, nobody can change. Like, I was already very political, even at a very young age. I was telling you before we met, in like 6th grade, I like stayed up all night watching the Trump and Clinton election. I'm like, I don't know how old I was.
Isn't that crazy?
But I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, come on. I'm like saying prayers, like, please. And I was telling Devin that I wrote like a political rap, like dissing Hillary Clinton when I was like 10 years old or something like that.
That's so cool.
And somewhere on YouTube, and I'll send it to you guys. It's awesome. It's awesome, bro.
We'll just clip it right
she should
here.
be, yeah, she should be in jail, yo.
I remember waking up that day and my mom was crying. I was like, "No,
Like,
we
no,
lost!"
like, dang
And
it.
she was crying of happiness, bro.
Oh,
It was
like,
so sick.
Yeah, and so I've been, very political at a young age, and a lot of it just based off, my parents and stuff like that. And so when I went on my mission to Argentina, and I spent 2 years in Argentina, I am so confident in the power of capitalism, and nobody can change my mind. I literally lived in the perfect time, because Argentina was socialist for like 20, 30 years before I got there, and the economy went down so bad. Like, it was terrible, and I saw some terrible things. In 2023, when I got there, inflation went up 200% in that 1 year.
Yeah.
The next year that I was there, the entire year, 2024, over 100% went up, even more.
Yep.
And then when I got there, a couple months later, Milei got elected. And I literally have seen a change. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was still bad because it takes a while.
If I'm not mistaken, they're actually experiencing negative inflation.
Yes.
They're recovering,
They're
the
recovering.
value of is it a peso?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
What's
Yeah.
the
The
currency?
Argentine peso. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to ask you this question. Guess. Okay. What year were you born?
2000.
2000. Okay.
Makes the math
What about
easy.
you? I don't know.
Easy. 2003.
2003. Okay. I was looking this up, and in 2002, 2003, so when you were born, the Argentine peso was worth $1.
Equal. Wow.
It was
Equal.
equal.
20 years ago.
Okay.
Guess how much it is now.
No, I remember there was an Argentine
It's
dude
like-
that I met. It was like
35,000.
500 Argentine pesos was like one quetzal where I was serving, which was 7 of those was $1. So whatever that math is, it was like
That's like
I don't know.
3,500.
yeah,
Sounds
3,500.
Yeah,
the
I know
dollar
right
now?
now, and I know it's gone up and down recently because Milei is doing a good job. But right now, it's about 1,500 pesos to
not
$1. I mean, we have a bill. When I was there, the bill came out. I mean, even before that, the bill came out as a 20,000 pesos
Holy
bill.
goodness.
Imagine and that again, 20 years ago, that was worth $1. The $20,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, inflation's crazy. I remember when I got there, the prices on things would just go up so much because people are getting paid the same. They're losing buying power with this money, and prices would be cranked up. I remember I went to they call them little kioscos. It's like it's almost like a gas station thing, just a little shop that has little sweets and stuff. And I'm like looking at the price of stuff, and you could like peel the sticker off, and there's lower prices. Like, they're just slapping stickers on every day almost.
Oh my
Because of how
gosh.
often the
That's
prices
insane.
change. I'm like, can I just choose which price I want? Because I'll just go down.
Forget dynamic pricing. That is just insane.
Yeah.
Like people are mad about the fact that a company's charging one person more than another person. This is, you made $1,000 last week at your job, and now that costs like $100
Yeah.
for a gallon of gas
Exactly.
or for 5 gallons of gas. And you're like, how is this happening? So you're not going to be able to keep up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So
it doesn't work.
a big part of the reason why this stuff happens, by the way, I heard recently that what had happened with the Venezuelan situation was, at one point, and I don't remember what year this was, the Venezuelan currency was about 150 to 1 compared to the dollar.
Uh-huh.
And then within a few years, it was 12,000.
Oh my gosh.
12,000 to the dollar.
That's insane.
I mean, can you imagine? That would just be horrible. So, to paint the picture for people, that absolutely could happen here. We are not immune to this. This is something that's been experienced by civilizations for thousands of years.
Yeah, and in a couple of years, it could change.
Yes.
Which is crazy. And I think it just comes down to you're giving all the power to the government, and the government is so big, and they talk about everything being free. There was a problem in Argentina because people from the neighboring countries would just cross the border, and they'd get free school, free healthcare, everything in Argentina. They're not even, I mean, that's what's kind of happening in America right now with illegal immigration. And they're taking advantage of these things from the government and spending so much money on people that aren't even from Argentina.
Right.
And so Milei, like, he's done stuff to cut the government down a lot, close the borders better, and do all this stuff, and it's made a big difference. I mean, 2024 was the first time they had like a budget surplus in It's like unheard
That's
of.
wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine if America had a budget surplus.
Yeah.
Imagine.
That would never happen. We shouldn't talk like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
It can happen.
It
but
can't happen.
That'd be really hard to do.
That'd be awesome.
It's insane. So for the reason why this is happening, why socialist countries are failing, and it's left and right. Everyone's like, oh, well, Venezuela doesn't count. Oh, well, Argentina doesn't count. Oh, well, it's like Norway. In many ways, we are more socialist than a lot of these white, non-homogenous groups in Europe.
Yeah.
And nations in Europe. Basically what ends up happening is when you don't let the free market take control and dictate what prices and output and consumption is taking place, you have a situation where, okay, well, you have this board of directors that's in a government position, and they're deciding how much wheat we're going to produce for the year.
Yeah.
Does anyone notice a problem with that structure?
I do.
What's the problem?
Problem is the government's in control of it, which in and of itself is not a problem. But the problem is that they produce how much they want, and they don't usually check the demands and the needs of the people that they're serving, that they should be serving. And so you get X amount of wheat, and then that's just what everybody gets. What if someone needs more? What if someone has too much,
Yeah.
And it just starts this limited market that no one is able to live freely in and get what they need. The whole slogan for this communist thing is each according to his ability, according to his need. That is, like, I've been rejected a bunch of times by girls, and that is the most bullcrap thing I've ever heard.
It's not real. It's not.
It will never. That can't happen.
It's not based in reality.
Yeah.
No, when you have a free market, I mean, these people who, like you said earlier, who are passionate about whatever their business is and who are providing for their own family as well and have to provide for all these other families, people that work for them.
Yeah, creating jobs.
Their life is looking at supply and demand and trying to, serve the people that they serve while still trying to make a profit. And they're invested in that. That's their life. They're trying to keep themselves alive. So who's more motivated? Someone who doesn't want to die? Or a government who doesn't give a rat's butt cheeks if we do die.
Yeah.
I mean, it is so blatantly obvious. It absolutely blows my mind that people can actually have this mentality. It's insanity.
Well, and part of it is like what you said. It sounds really good on paper. I think what it's hacking into is people's search for justice. They want justice. And I don't fault them for that. I don't blame them for that because they've seen injustice in their life. They've seen racial discrimination, they've seen sexual discrimination, they've seen religious discrimination, they all of it. They've also just seen good people get beat at life, and they feel bad for the losers, for the people that are lost, the people that are sick, so it's kind of that Christian mentality of like care for the sick and afflicted, the less advantaged, people that are in prison, like visit those that are suffering and struggling and mourn with those that mourn. That's actually a really good aspect of humanity. But what happens is it gets hijacked. If you are taking care of a person at their own disadvantage and their own expense, that's not compassion. That's abuse. And that's what I want people to understand. So this very compassionate language is cover for a very abusive system. And I don't need to point to anything further than, and I know they hate it when I do this, but I don't need to point to anything further than the communist regime of Russia, of China, of Korea, you name it. You can keep going down the list. And what ends up happening is people die on large scales, like something that you cannot fathom. Do you understand how much 150 million dead is? Do you understand how many of them died because they miscalculated how much they were going to grow and they mandated what the price would be and it didn't sell like they said it would? And it, whatever, the food spoils or they have issues with transportation or the innovation is killed because there's no profit incentive. It's just for the good of the society and for being a good comrade. But all that encouraged was deception. How much can I get away with? How much can I skirt and skate before I get in trouble?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's just, you have to understand human nature. It's not that I don't believe that communism is inherently evil. It is you don't understand what human nature is in this life. Jefferson said, if men were angels, then there would be no need for government. And communism assumes the angelic side of a person. If you assume, by the way, I'm talking a lot. Sorry. There's a great video by Dennis Prager. He's got a couple of master classes out. I highly recommend that you guys go and watch them. We're going to put a link to in the description here, or maybe put a card up above too. But go check out his master classes. He's got like 10 episodes out right now. He's popping new ones like every 2 days, every 3 days. They were recorded before he had his neck injury. One of them talks about the differences between the left and the right. And he's just being straight arrowed about it. He's just saying, this is the difference. Like, clearly I have a bias. I'm right-leaning. But this is the difference. And he says the left, generally speaking, assumes the good in people. They assume that people are genuinely and generally inherently good. And he says the problem when you say that is that then you cannot account for all the evil. If people are inherently good, why is there so much evil in the world? Well, if you assume that people are inherently good and you're like, well, we don't need laws, we don't need jail, we don't need consequences for people breaking those laws, you're going to have a madhouse. You're going to have a lawless society. You have to have an understanding of true human nature. I get the ideal. I want to seek after that ideal that men can eventually be angels, can be good. It's not going to happen until after Christ comes. It's not going to happen until the millennium. So that's something we have to get straight. And then on top of that, there's some people that believe that men are inherently evil. It's also not true, because how could you account for all of the good in the world? And yes, God inspires good, but also there's good in humans. And so that's what Dennis Prager settles on. He says, well, we're a mix of both, obviously. It would be a lie to say one or the other. We are a mix of good and evil. And you have a choice to feed one or the other. So what do you choose?
Yeah, I think that I love that. And I want to hear his opinion on how we can fix that problem, because it is true. And my heart goes out to the people that they want justice and they want to help people that have been kind of beaten down by life, you know? And so I think that capitalism can still do that, but in the hands of the right people.
I agree.
And so that's why, you know, and obviously this is like the ideal situation, but my dream is to I want to create so many jobs, and I want to have all the influence and ability to be able to help other people become successful in their businesses.
Yeah.
And help bring wealth into the hands of righteous people, God-fearing people, and then they can use that to do good. So it's not just the good that I could do by providing jobs and by being able to donate to charity and tithing and all this different stuff, but what the people I can help be successful, whatever they can do as well, and it kind of compounds.
Yeah. And
so my biggest advice, I think, and something that's helped me a lot, is as we consecrate our efforts and have a goal that's more holy than just personal goals or greed. And if I say, instead of being wealthy because I want to drive a nice car or have a mansion, I say I want to be wealthy so I can help people, then I think that God will help you reach your goals.
And you have to mean it.
Yeah. And it's hard. It's hard to consecrate that. And I've been trying for the past couple of years, and to like really deep down, genuinely just want to be able to be an instrument in God's hands. Yeah. Because I know that God can use anybody. Yeah. God can use me whenever I'm broke. God can use the most useless person ever as an instrument in his hands. Yeah. But you decide how effective you're going to be. Yep. And I think that super rich Donovan is going to be more effective in God's hands than very poor Donovan, if I'm still, you know, doing what I should be doing.
Right. If you still are serving him.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree with that. That's something that I think is part of the problem. You know how you hear the phrase, money is the root of all evil?
Yeah.
I disavow that statement. That is, I might even say, an evil and deceptive statement. Money, all it is a piece of paper. It's an instrument. It would be like saying a violin is evil for making like screamo music or something like that. People are going to hate that in the comments. Just saying, I'm making a point that like it's just a tool. It's just an instrument. A hammer is not evil. The love of money is the root of all evil.
Yeah.
You want to go deeper? The love of power and of self-gratification is the root of all evil.
Yeah.
That is the core right there.
And you're creating an idol. And
Yes.
you're worshiping it.
Yeah.
And so that's why, and that's why I think that in my mind, I don't know how these capitalists can be so motivated if they don't have a bigger goal they're working towards. Because I've seen this both preaching the gospel and in summer sales and in every aspect of my life. If I'm about to do a really hard thing, I have a goal, I have a reason why I'm doing it. But if it's not a good enough goal, then it will not be enough to carry me through the hard parts, right? So I can go and be like, yeah, I'm gonna knock on the doors, I'm gonna sell as pest control. But the second I have this like big black lady screaming at me and like almost hitting me in the face, telling me I'm gonna go to hell. True story. That was crazy. Thought I was gonna die. Then I'm like, I walk away and I'm like, I don't need money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not good enough if it's just like, oh, I just want to pay for this next thing. But if it's like, if you in your mind are like, I genuinely think I can help build up the kingdom of God.
Yeah.
And I can help others and I find joy in that. And I can have a spotlight where I can testify of the love of Jesus Christ and do what he would do, then that can kind of carry you through because you're like, I have a higher and holier cause. Yeah. And so I think that, and then the other thing is that whenever opportunities do arise for you to help someone, you're going to take that because that's what you've been working towards. Yeah. I mean, imagine if you're working towards some type of goal. Like, I was a wrestler my whole life. Imagine if I'm like every single waking moment, I'm like, I have to work out. I'm going to suffer so much that I can make it to the state tournament or whatever. And then I have the opportunity to go and I'm like, nah, I'm busy that weekend. Like, you're going to do it because that's what you've been working towards. You've sacrificed for it. You've bled for it. You've sweated for it. And so you're going to take the opportunity. And so that's what my oldest brother, he taught me that. He owns like this gym and we were doing like a personal, he taught these like classes to the teenagers and you're like working out and he teaches like life principles as well. And I'm never going to forget one time he asked me, he was a big wrestler as well. And I really just want the respect of my older brother. And he asked me in front of all the guys, he's like, why are you here? Why are you working out? And I was like, you know, I want to be a good wrestler. Cause I thought he'd like respect that answer. I was like, yeah, that's right. You know, and he says, and he doesn't say it mean, but he said, that's, you know, that's a good goal. But he said, everybody, if you want, like, if you can switch your goal, the focus, have it be something focused on God and genuinely helping people and building up the kingdom of God, God will help you with it. And that changed everything for me. Yeah. And so now I can wake up. If I was just working on this business just to make money, buy groceries, then like it wouldn't be enough for me to go out in the snow. I'm not used to snow. I'm from Texas for like 5 hours every night giving out flyers. That's not enough. For a couple extra bucks a week, there's no way. But if it's like, I believe in the principle of what I'm doing. It's not just the date machine's going to save me, but it's, I'm showing God, hey, I'm just trying my best here. Mm-hmm. I feel like this is the path you want me to take. I know I'll be able to help people. And so I'm just trying to kind of go through the process of what I should be doing. If it works out, awesome. If it doesn't, it'll be the next thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and to answer your question, you asked a question about what can we do to help people that they're struggling with that. I mean, genuine a lot of times feeling of and witness and experience of other people suffering and struggling in a capitalist society, which we would both agree, it sounds like, that this isn't a very capitalist society anymore. We term it that
why
way.
People are struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because it's becoming more socialist.
Yeah.
But I would say that the biggest responsibility lies on the church and it lies on Christians and other religious people. We need to take care of our societies. It is not our government's job. It is not the taxpayer's job. And anytime we make it their job, it will fail.
I totally agree.
You make it the church's job to take care of the welfare of a state, and I don't mean welfare as handouts. I mean the actual well-being, the actual general welfare of a people. They will actually do a much better job at it because, I mean, ideally, not all churches are this way, but ideally they have the same goal in mind as what you're talking about. Yeah. They have that God center and reaching out to help people come to him. And it's not unless you're a member, you can't have any aid from us. It's a unconditional, doesn't matter if you show up to church on Sunday, this is your loaf of bread you need for the week. This is your rent payment that you need. And I mean, there's some responsibility that needs to come with that, because not everyone that says they need help needs help.
Yeah.
So, that's part of the process.
I think I have a good example of that, just so that people can imagine that kind of a thing working out. A few months ago, when that one guy shot up the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, all these news outlets that have ties to government and bias and politics, they were either saying, oh, this guy's a terrible person, we need to get rid of guns. Oh, the Mormons, they're not Christian. They're all focusing on these stupid things that don't actually matter.
Yeah.
So government and politics and these agencies, but the people,
And
the
other
church,
Christians.
the church that got attacked actually raised $200,000+ for the family of the guy that committed the crime.
Yeah.
And that just shows these churches, these people, these actual individuals have a lot more care.
Yeah.
So much more. This guy murdered their friends, and they helped that family because that family is now without a father who probably had most of the income. So that wife is going to struggle. The kids and their food and their school and all these things that they have to worry about now. Now they have a good $200K to sit on, so that at least finances they don't have to worry about. Where was the government in all of that? Not doing jack crap, because they do not give a darn about people's well-being. Government doesn't give a crap about us.
Yeah.
So why would we put any trust in the government?
That's one of the most Christian things I heard about last year. I mean, it's hard to fathom, honestly. Some of those people, they lost their family members because of this guy. But it would be so easy for you to blame the family too. It's just a human thing. Because you got to be angry at someone, and he's gone now. So who can you be angry at?
Yeah.
You just find someone to be angry at. But they didn't. They forgave. We should all strive to do something like that in our lives. Whenever evil arises, be the good. Be the good that inspires others to do likewise and to be good. So I think ultimately what this comes down to is, despite the flaws of capitalism, which I asked that earlier, it's subject to monopolies taking things over and price gouging and controlling everything. It also, it doesn't necessarily have a structure to help out those that are disabled, for instance, those that are mentally ill, those that they, for whatever reason in life, they haven't been able to make it. They're struggling. There isn't a solution in capitalism for those things. There are weaknesses about those. I think there are better remedies than socialism. I think that's what I'm trying to get to personally. Is I think people have the right intention, but if we ever institute socialism here, we will see it worsen. It's not going to improve. What we need to do is we need to focus on that tight-knit community. We have to care about you as a business owner. You have to care about the people that are buying from your store, your product, because they're not just a number on your financial sheet at the end of the month. They're your friend, they're your neighbor, they're maybe a relative. We have to get back to that tight-knit community feel, that small town vibe. And if we can find a way to instill that in American culture again, to revive it, I think that could save our country. Because you're not going to swindle your neighbor. If you really cared about them like they are your neighbor, you're not going to swindle them. You're not going to hurt them. When they have a tree that falls on their house, you're in their backyard pulling it up by the roots.
Yeah. And it always comes back to just genuinely wanting to help and provide real value. Right now I'm refilling the date machine, and we're making a lot of changes because I genuinely just want to do what will make the consumers happier. They have all the power. I'm the business owner. I'm the one that started this.
Yeah.
But they have all the power. They're influencing all of my decisions. Every dollar is a vote. And so when they tell me the things that they wish I could do better, done, bro. Done. And so we're changing all this stuff right now. And that's, I think, is so maybe it's it's capitalism is still the solution, but like in the right hands, right?
Yeah.
And so like I genuinely want to help people, so we're changing stuff, we're trying to improve stuff, and I'm gonna grow this business. And we don't have any direct competition right now because we created, this is a completely original idea. I don't doubt that people would create competition business of the date machine because it is a good business idea.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with that. I would love to have some competition. Don't get me wrong. I will destroy them, but that's the idea of capitalism is I want them to try to destroy me too. Like, but not in like a bad way, but like that will motivate me so much more to listen to consumers and be like, I want to make this the best product ever, best quality, because I don't want this other vending machine business, those scrubs, to get the best of me. You know what I'm saying?
It's healthy competition.
It's healthy competition. And so if anybody dares to make a vending machine, I'm going to destroy those people. But it'll help me. It'll motivate me to maybe, work even harder than I am right now. And so I've just seen in my own life the social stuff doesn't work. I mean, trying to see the hospitals in Argentina, it was bad because they're free. I mean, there was one time I like my lungs got filled with like liquid, and for like 2 weeks I was like super, super sick. It was a crazy emergency. I called my mission president's wife. She tells me to go to like this like emergency room as fast as possible. I get there, it's closed. It's the middle of the day. I'm like, you can't close an emergency like hospital. And they're like, yeah, I'll open in a couple hours probably. I'm like, what is going on here?
You should try Canada. I hear they have a good healthcare system there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For some reason, that reminds me of the daycares in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah. What the heck?
Similar problem.
Why is it closed
Why
in the
is it
middle of the
closed?
day?
Where are the kids?
If they're getting millions of dollars.
Yeah. No, it's sketchy. Yeah. And I mean, I had problems with like I had to help some elders go to the hospital, stuff like that, and like sometimes it causes more damage because like the healthcare's not good, and it's just it's ghetto. It's ghetto. Crazy. So and the education system. I mean, most of the people. I mean, a lot of this, like half my area is probably most people I taught didn't know how to read, and how do you teach someone about the Bible and the Book of Mormon and they don't know how to read? I was like, hey, I'll just read it to you and tell me if you like it.
Can I take a quick spin off real quick? He said Bible and Book of Mormon, so we read both. We're Christian. We believe in Christ. He died on the cross for our sins.
Love Jesus.
Just want to say that. He loves Jesus, the same Jesus that we all read about. Same one.
Yeah.
All right. Just continue.
Yeah. No, yeah. And so I've just seen it. It just hasn't worked. And so I just want people to believe in God and to try to help their fellow man and do what Jesus Christ taught. And Jesus Christ wasn't very rich, but not a lot of people were rich back then. They didn't really have a capitalist society either. But we have an opportunity. I mean, right now, the world, it is such a hard time in the economy in all of the world to get it, to buy a house, all this different stuff. Everything's so expensive. But at the same time, in my opinion, there's never been a time where it's easiest to get rich. Like if you are going to take the initiative and do something, we have AI. I mean, I would not have been able to start this business without AI. Like I asked so many questions to ChatGPT. We have AI, and there's so many opportunities around us to do little side hustles. There's this guy, Chris Corner. Have you guys heard of him? He's a member of the church, and he's blowing up right now. He's a big business guy. He started like over 80 businesses, and he's blowing up right now. Have you heard of the podcast Diary of a CEO? It's like it's a really big entrepreneur one right now. And the biggest entrepreneurs on that podcast. He just now got on there, and he's an awesome member of the church. And his saying is, you can just do things. He's like, everybody's like scared because like, I'm not qualified. I've never learned how to do this. You can just do things. Like, do people know that? Like, we have agency, and you can just like do stuff.
You don't need to be an expert.
Yeah, like you can, and I love that. And that's like, I started narrating audiobooks last semester. I've started multiple parts of my business. We started like postcard business that's connected to the date machine, where we sell spots on a postcard, a date machine sponsored postcard to local businesses. Like I've never done this before, but like you can just do stuff, like just talk to people.
Literally the two of us, well, everyone behind the cameras as well, they work much harder than we do. But this podcast, like, I don't know how to be nice to people, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm still here freaking 17 episodes in.
Yeah.
Like you really can't. I think that's part of the thing that holds people back is already they have this, maybe timid mentality, like, like I could fail, this and that, and the government says, don't worry, we'll take care of you. Let me hold your hand through your
Yeah.
entire life.
Yeah.
And
you
then let
don't
me
learn.
screw you over when I feel like it.
Yeah.
And then these people
giving the fish instead of
are
teaching the
totally,
fish.
they just fall flat on their face. And it's not necessarily their fault, but they can definitely pull themselves out of it. For sure. It's harder for some people who are born into tougher situations. I mean, yeah, he's a white Christian male who started a business and it's going well for now.
Yeah.
We get it.
Yeah.
We beat you to the comments. But
Yeah. I know.
really, everyone
I wish
does.
I was more of a minority freak, bro.
Everyone has the opportunity. It's harder for some people, but we can act and do stuff with our life.
Yeah.
And doing stuff generally is just fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun to do stuff. Like, yeah, I went to boring school today and now I'm filming a podcast, bro.
Dude, that's awesome.
I have no idea what I'm going to do after that, and that's exciting.
Yeah, that's so exciting.
Just do stuff with your life.
Yeah.
And it's
And if
It's
anybody
liberating.
listening to this has a business idea, dude, let me know. I love this stuff. Yesterday, my cousin calls me, and he's at BYU Provo, and he has zero financial aid from family or anything. He's on his own. He just got back from his mission, and he's just telling me, he's like, dude, I don't know what to. He's like, I need money, like I have to pay for school, and he's just nervous. And after like a 30-minute conversation, we like set up a business plan, and all he's doing is he just has a really good talent. He's really, really good at playing the viola, and he knows how to refurbish violas and violins.
Nice.
And so he just goes to Facebook Marketplace, finds a cheap viola violin, because people, like, there'll be something broken off, it'll have missing strings or the bridge isn't there, and to them it's useless because they don't know how to fix it. And so like they'll sell it for cheap, and he'll buy it, he'll fix it up, and sell it for an awesome profit. And now I'm looking for like places here on Facebook Marketplace to give to him for free. Like, I'm not getting paid for this. I just like it. I just genuinely want him to be successful.
That's cool.
And so I'm like,
That's
dude,
sick.
I'll get you some cheap. Like, if you pay me back for whatever I spent on the violin or viola, like, you take all the profit. I'm down. Like, this is just fun for me. But like, how much money is he putting into that? I mean, he just has a skill that he can provide value, and almost everybody has something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they just don't realize that they can monetize it.
That's big.
You know what, dude? I've actually thought the same exact thing. I see bass guitars and regular guitars and this and that and ukuleles all over Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
I've thought about it. Like, what if I bought that and just fixed it and
Yeah.
resold it?
Yeah.
And then, you know what happens? I fall into that same thing I was just freaking talking about. I'm like, no, but
Like-
what if I don't make a profit
Yeah,
off of that?
exactly.
Then I just wasted my... Stupid.
Yeah.
It happens to all of us, but...
Well, and it's not even just you. It's the world around you. I don't know if part of it is jealousy, and just part of the culture. But I mean, me starting this business, I mean, there's people that love me, that genuinely want what's best for me, that are genuinely concerned for me. Like, seriously, I can say this because she's not gonna listen to this. My grandma, there's no way she's gonna listen to this, but she's like talking to my siblings about that. She's like, is he okay? Like, sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna drop out of college. I'm gonna be the first high school and college dropout. I'm gonna make $1 bajillion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like,
That's sick.
it's different from how things have been for forever,
Absolutely.
and that's scary, and it's the unknown. And so when I dropped out of high school, I had people literally tell me things, people that I thought were friends or parents of my friends say, you just threw your life away and you're going to be a bum on the streets. I thought that, like, when people said that, like, oh, everybody doubted me, now I'm at the top, I was like, nobody doubted you. Like, stop messing around. But it's true. I mean, I've genuinely had people that are like, you literally just threw your life away. And like, they're like actually concerned for me. I'm like, wait, what? No.
When you'll
I have a
be
plan.
steps ahead of someone that graduated with a master's
Yeah.
or a bachelor's,
Mhm.
and you didn't have to pay tuition, tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. And so
Crazy.
it's risky and it's scary to take the step. And so that's why I recommend most people do what I didn't do, of just start like a little side hustle.
Yeah.
Grow it. If it's making more money than your normal job, quit your normal job. Do it full time. With me, and my dad always told me to do that, but I was like, I'm going to go all in on my date machine.
Boom.
And so, yeah, all in. But like, you can just, my sister right now, she, have you heard of Zupas? It's like a place in
Yeah.
Utah, apparently. I never heard of it, but they sell
Sounds
these
like a
like
Utah place.
yeah,
It's Italian.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Italian?
It's an Italian place.
Yeah. Well, I know that they have these like really good like these cups of like chocolate and strawberries. I don't know if it's like this like really nice chocolate and it's just strawberries, just fresh strawberries. It's really simple. It's delicious. People love it. I never heard it. My sister had the idea. She's here in Rexburg a couple of days ago. She just got married a couple of weeks ago. So she's like broke, newlywed
marriage.
college students. Yeah. Just like they're just trying to do what they can. She has like some part-time job. Her husband's working or going to school full time, and they're trying to make it. And she just like calls me. She's like, yeah, I have this business idea. I want to like, because she's really good. She's good at cooking, and she wants to like kind of recreate these, but she can sell them for cheaper because it's not the Zupa brand, right? And there's nothing like that here in Rexburg. So she can sell these like, and it's good for Valentine's Day. Like sell these like fresh strawberries and these chocolate, and these bigger cups, and she's selling for really cheap. And I talked for like an hour. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get my connections in local stores to sell them out of their store. I'm gonna run meta ads. And I'm like telling her all this stuff. She's like, chill. I just wanna do a little thing on the side. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna blow this up. And so she like, I'm not allowed to help her anymore. I was willing to do it all for free too. I genuinely want to help her. But she's like, I'll ask you for help when I need it, because she just wants a little side hustle. But it's like, I mean, how much money is she gonna spend on some strawberries? Experiment with chocolate. Oh, what? Twist my arm. I have to go taste some chocolate and see which one tastes the best. That sounds terrible. I hate being an entrepreneur.
Screw capitalism.
Get some chocolate. Yeah, screw capitalism. Yeah, get some chocolates. Get some cups, some stickers. She calls them Cupid cups or something like that.
That's nice.
That's sick.
So yeah, she's some so people can go on like her social media stuff like that. Just DM her, and it's just gonna be like something simple. You just like order some cups. She'll give you a deal if you get 2. And they're really cheap. They're really good. I mean, she's like making almost no money off it. I'm like, you could like raise the prices, get this much margin. She's like, I don't know about that. She's just doing something on the side. She wants to provide value. And I'm like, how much money did that start to, maybe $100 to get everything. And if it doesn't work out, like you'll at least make your money back probably. You know what I'm saying? You just spent your time, which you learned something, so it's worth it.
I tell a funny story. It doesn't have much value to this conversation.
Yes.
But it's funny. When I was living in Guatemala, one of my mission companions, I mean, he's off in Utah doing marketing or something crazy, exactly just like this. And he had that mentality while we were on there, serving together in Guatemala. And we met this lady who was selling these chocolate bananas, or bananas dipped in chocolate for $2 essentially.
Yeah.
And all these kids loved it. Her place was always packed with kids trying to buy this stuff, and they were so good too.
Really?
She's the only one in her town. And my companion's getting all ticked off. He's like, dude, raise the price on these kids.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I don't want to be mean. No, raise the price.
Yeah, dude, crank up prices.
I mean, she wasn't living great. Granted, it's a third world country, so
yeah.
Like, you should do what you can. But it was just funny to see, like, no, I don't want to be mean.
Yeah.
They're just kids. Raise the price.
Dude,
Jeez.
bro. You be making bank off of this.
Which there is a balance between, giving value to the consumer and, being a member of the community, and then just trying to make a profit, like everyone buying these homes and trying to
just trying to
be a jerk,
scam people.
or like the government.
In general, if you ran out of your product, your price is too low.
Yeah,
you should be able to have like, I don't know, 5 to 10% of your stock left.
And that's why like my rule of thumb with the date machine is like, I keep the margins I need to keep the business going, because I think I'm doing a service. So I think everybody wants the date machine to keep going. Yeah. So I keep the margins I need to be able to keep the business going. I'm making a profit, and I don't take any of the money out, because businesses
it needs it.
You got to put it back in, reinvest it. I don't think I'm going to pay myself for like a year.
That's typically
boy.
And
we're only paying ourselves like a few $1,000.
Yeah, a few $1,000 every week or so. You know,
Monopoly money.
Yeah, it's Monopoly. Yeah, and but I'm never gonna compromise to where you're ever paying for. I'm never gonna compromise to where if you were to plan your own date, you would like the idea is that you plan your own date, you pay more. It's like, oh yeah, go have fun planning your date, and you have to pay extra because you didn't go through my machine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm always, even when I grow, even when I expand, I'll take whatever like margin cuts I can if I feel like I'm genuinely providing value and keeping prices to where like whatever you get the date kit is lower than if you were to do this stuff by yourself, while still keeping enough money to keep the business going. And then whenever I grow, I'll be able to provide jobs for people and there's even more stuff I want. Like this semester, I'm gonna start doing these like live speed dating events and stuff like that.
Sick.
And so like I just want to we're starting to write these dating books, date idea books, and we have like merch and stuff like that. We're building our website right now. So
who's we?
Me and my cousin Carter. He's my co-founder. Mm-hmm. And so, but yeah, it's just us two. We've just been doing everything.
I think the only proper way for us in this episode is just to advertise to all the ladies out there that Donovan is single and he is ready to mingle.
Please. It's pretty sad that the date guy doesn't have a girlfriend.
That's why he's so passionate about it.
Wait a second.
It doesn't look good for my business. They don't trust my
I was gonna
product.
say.
He's like, does this really work? Like, I promise it does, just not for me because this was my girlfriend. It was my baby. And so I spent all my time building this business. So I need a girlfriend just as an investment so that people trust the product. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have a social media handle you want to plug out there?
Yes. If you just DM the date machine on Instagram, I will probably respond.
The date machine is
The
single.
date machine. The date
I know of
machine
a
is
time
single.
that you didn't respond.
Really?
Yeah, this is before I had a girlfriend, and I told
Oh.
her this story earlier today.
Uh-huh.
But you guys made some post. There's some girl that made a post that was like, "Oh, guys at Rexburg, they suck. They're not good anymore," or something like that. And I DM'd you guys responding to that. I was like, "Set me up with her. I'll be nice."
Yeah.
I think I'm a decent, okay guy. Like,
Yeah.
I'd say my best quality is humility. So I'll just
Yeah.
say,
Yeah. I'm a pretty humble guy.
I don't know. I DM'd you guys, and you still haven't responded.
Oh, really?
So it's just fine. I have a much better
For the
girlfriend
record,
now.
I had never didn't even know Instagram DMs. Didn't know where they were on the app. I've never had social media in my entire
Dude, the
life.
updates.
That's me.
That's how it was.
And
after
also
Bush, too.
that video was staged. It was my cousin's girlfriend, and so multiple people were like, "Hey, what's her at?" And my cousin's like getting mad. He's like, "We're never using her in a video again." I'm like, "Dude,
I would feel the same
I'm like,
exact
it's
way.
two dudes. We need a girl for
Yeah.
these videos too, bro. We need some
He
pretty
should,
girl."
He should be flattered.
Yeah.
that multiple people reached out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
mean,
multiple. My other cousin on the other side that does the violin thing. He's like, "Dude, set me up." Like, dude, it's my other cousin's girlfriend. He's like, "Doesn't matter,
just
bro."
because there's a
Like,
goalie doesn't mean you
Yeah.
can't score, bro.
She's like, "It's chill, bro." You
Unless
know?
you're trying to get with mine, then I'll kill you. I'll blow your kneecaps off.
That goalie is armed and dangerous.
That is not a stick.
I have 2 pocket knives with me right now.
I have two
Just
pocket
saying.
knives at all times.
That's because I'm gonna stop there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's for legal reasons.
That is not a stick, folks. That is a shotgun.
Yeah. That's not a stick.
Turn your knees into red mist.
Okay. On that note, have a great night, guys. Go out there, start a business. Don't spend a lot of money doing it, and bring good service to your fellow brothers and sisters. Take care.